Taking the stage first this evening to bring opening remarks, please welcome Ms. Ann Almond, the Editor-in-Chief of the Atlanta Business Journal.
Good evening. As we come together this evening to honor and celebrate minority businesses and entrepreneurs from around Georgia that are making an impact within their respective business communities, I would like to speak on the master planner that created this auspicious occasion. What began as merely a vision for Mr. Creed Pennell Jr. has turned into a successful annual awards event that represents all people, ethnicities, and cultures. The speakers, CEOs, minority business winners all represent the best and exhibit business ethics and values nationally. I fondly call Mr. Pennell Mr. P. And when we talk, I'm always picking his brain for help, motivation, and for him to drop a little bit of his wisdom on me. With that being said, Mr. Pennell has decided to pass the torch and take the Georgia Minority Business Awards to the next level, introduce and include more minorities and entrepreneurs. So please listen out and look for an amazing shift of bigger and better opportunities at the next GMBA. I would like to welcome Ms. Melina Du, CEO of Do All Holding and CFO of Nirvana Farms. Please welcome her to the stage.
Greetings to everyone in attendance tonight. Some of you have had the opportunity to attend this memorable event previously. However, for those who would get to experience it for the first time, you are sure to enjoy what we have in store. We at the GMBAs take immense pride in presenting to you the most admirable recipients who embody the finest elements of Atlanta's thriving business industries and community improvement. On behalf of Mr. Creed Pennell, publisher and CEO of the Atlanta Business Journal magazine and ABJ Digital, it is my esteemed honor and pleasure to wish all of you an enjoyable evening at the 24th Annual Georgia Minority Business Awards. Also, on behalf of the Atlanta Business Journal and the Georgia Minority Business Awards, we graciously thank every sponsor, presenter, and nominee this evening. All together, each person or organization we will see and hear tonight represents the highest levels of success and seeks to maintain those standards on a local and international level. Again, thank you.
So, if you haven't ever been to the island before, if you've never been to the island, well, I'm taking you right there right now, okay? Big up all my Caribbean people. Atlanta, big up to all the awards. And it goes like this. I saw you last night again in a vision, looking so lovely. Couldn't believe you took my breath away. Love that I'm feeling, I reach out to touch you. You were gone again, my friend. I hope we'll be lovers, someday even more than friends. Because this love that I've got spirals, flies so high, straight to the mountaintop. No turning back, rivers run dry. My love will never trust me, believe me, it's true. My love will never trust me, believe me, it's true. My love will never die. My love will never die. Say love, one love to all. Blessed love, my name is Kenny Blessing. Thank you.
And now, please give a very enthusiastic welcome for a special guest we have joining our awards this evening, the Mayor of the City of Atlanta, Andre Dickens.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. And thank you, Kay, for introducing me. I'd like to stop by here today to congratulate tonight's honorees. This is a room filled with business leaders, and I wanted to make sure I spent my time coming here today. And congratulations to tonight's elected officials as well that are being acknowledged. But I wanted to especially recognize the business owners the business owners that are being celebrated here tonight. As you know, I was a business owner for nearly a decade. I've operated a small business, and I know especially how tough that job can be that you all are doing in your businesses. And if you were able to make it through these past 2 years with your wits still about you, you're doing good. And you're worthy of all the love that you'll get from everybody this evening. I started my day pretty early today at the Metro Atlanta Chamber of Commerce, presenting to them about what we've been up to for the past 10 weeks since I took office. Today is my 74th day as mayor. So, time flies. We'll have fun. And part of what I talked to them about this morning was about small businesses and operators like yourselves, and about how small businesses are being made whole again. We know that here, right here in Metro Atlanta, small businesses are the backbone in many of our communities. So we have had to quickly address how we can better support these operations. We have brought back the Atlanta Resurgence Grant for qualifying business owners and nonprofits. This time, we are making available $10 million. And that application process started March 1st. So make sure you go to investatlanta.com to look up the Resurgence Grant. A few weeks ago, Wells Fargo and I announced $20 million in donations to help small businesses. Some of those are in the form of grants, some of those are in the form of loans. In addition to the grants, we're trying to make it a bit easier for businesses to partner with the City of Atlanta. So we do not intend to tie you up in red tape any longer as you seek permits and business licenses. We're going to streamline these activities so that you can make sure that your business gets off the ground and gets the support you need more efficiently. We want your business to be successful so that you can continue to be good neighbors and good stewards in the communities that you serve. Speaking of good stewards, you have a great guest speaker coming later in this evening who is indeed a good steward of one of the region's crown jewels, my friend B, who is the general manager of Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. And on his watch, our airport has once again regained its status as the busiest airport in the world. And it's also been named the most efficient airport in North America for the 18th consecutive year. So being the busiest and the most efficient airport is it's no easy task. We've got a good team of folks here at this table. And as it has also been named #1 in customer service. So this airport is the busiest, the most efficient, and the best in customer service. Man, we're doing too much over here. So, B, I thank you. I salute you and your team for all the things that you're doing, an incredible job that you're doing. So please keep it up. And I know you guys are waiting to collect your awards and honors tonight, so I'll wrap it up. And I'll say I wanted to just get a chance to come by here and say hello to all these business leaders, and just congratulate the honorees and the entire Georgia Business Awards team. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that message, Mayor Dickens. And thank you for attending our presentations this evening. Now, Kay Thompson is a media host, minister, author, and business owner. She holds a BA in art history from Rutgers University and an MA in Christian ministry from Mercer University. She is the founder of New Destiny Development, a consulting and media firm which has helped countless businesses, ministries, and individuals to maximize their potential through strategic consulting and streamlining efforts. She is also the founder of K. Thompson Ministries, a global outreach ministry which holds a monthly service in Fayetteville, Georgia. She is the former program director of WGUN 1010 in Atlanta and hosted the Kay Thompson TV show, which aired on WATC TV 57 in Atlanta and is the host for the Atlanta Live broadcast on that network. Kay is also a member of the Board of Advisors for the A.D. King Foundation and works with several other nonprofit organizations in the metro Atlanta area. As a leader in the faith community for over 20 years, she credits anything she has achieved to her faith in God, the love of her family, and the many people she has been blessed to encounter on her journey. At this time, please give an enthusiastic welcome to our Mistress of Ceremonies for this evening, Miss Kay Thompson.
Good evening, and thank you for that introduction. And it is truly a pleasure to be here tonight. I'm thrilled to be a representative on behalf of the Atlanta Business Journal and this 24th Annual Georgia Minority Business Awards. As I look out across the room, I see a group that is as culturally diverse as it is distinguished, and we are proud to be the catalyst in bringing you together. Vision, implementation, tenacity, fortitude, and global recognition are the recognized trademarks of the Georgia Minority Business Awards. And tonight you will participate in recognizing individuals, organizations, and companies that continue to make long-term improvements and achievements in Atlanta's business community and beyond. Our ability to maintain, persevere, and keep pace in a continually evolving global environment is a testament to our tenacity as we all endeavor for a brighter future as a cooperative business community. Bringing additional greetings tonight is a prestigious group of individuals who are innovating in their various areas of local, international, and government, as well as business development. And so we're going to welcome our first special guest. That is none other than Elliot Wang, Director General of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in Atlanta.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's really my great pleasure to join you for this event. I love Georgia, and there is no better sister to Taiwan than Georgia. But today it's about minority business in the whole Georgia. But I also see our Atlanta City Mayor, Dickens, is also present today. So I have to emphasize that I love Atlanta as well. Georgia and Taiwan are both wonderful and vibrant places filled with history, culture, and of course a lot of delicious food. But Georgia is a unique and diverse place. As a result, we have the privilege of celebrating a collection of diverse businesses and talents in this room today. And I am very proud to say that several members of the local Taiwanese community have been the recipients of the Jianglu International Business of the Year Award, proof of their invaluable contribution to society. As a good friend of mine, Jianglu is a true leader. I'm really thrilled to see so many people follow in his footsteps. Standing up here and talking with you, who are the backbones of the society's success, is a great honor to myself. I look forward to what your vision took us to in the future. congratulations to all the recipients of this year's awards. Thank you very much.
Now we have Gerald McDowell. He's the Executive Director of the Atlanta Airport Community Improvement Districts.
Good evening. To our CEO, distinguished leader of this great event, Creed. To our speaker for the evening, the general manager of the world's busiest, most efficient, and now best customer service airport in the world. And to all our honorees, I bring you greetings this evening from the ATL Airport Community Improvement Districts, where we serve and focus on the airport area with 2 community improvement districts. In Fulton County is the Airport West Community Improvement District, and in Clayton County is the Airport South Community Improvement District, and the 2 work together as the ATL Airport Community Improvement Districts. And what I would have you to know this evening is that our vision is to get you out of your cars. We envision a day when there will be a transit solution in the airport area that will move you around when you are in this area and connect you to other communities in Metro Atlanta. That vision involves innovative solutions for the 21st century, and central to that vision are the partners that we're working with. And you're sitting tonight in College Park, which is one of our 6 cities, in addition to the city of Atlanta, Hateville, East Point, the city of South Fulton, the city of Forest Park. They're all our partners, along with the city, with our counties of Fulton and Clayton County, and we're all working together along with Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport to make that vision a reality. So this evening, I greet you in the name of Transit for South Metro. And I extend to each of you a great evening, and please enjoy your dinner and enjoy this great event. Thank you.
Next up, please welcome Kim Chi No, co-founder of the Georgia Vietnamese Chamber of Commerce.
Good evening. My name is Kim Chi Ngo, and I'm with the Vietnamese American Chamber of Commerce. And I'm very honored to be here tonight and so grateful to Mr. Panel who invited us to this 24th Annual Georgia Minority Business Awards dinners. As an immigrant refugee escaped the communist regime in Vietnam after the fall of Saigon in 1975, I have learned and adapting the environment, the lifestyle, and the value of America to the Vietnamese work ethic and culture. I self-developed and worked my way up from a minimum wage to the entrepreneurs and the investor. Proud to be a Vietnamese American, my aspiration is to serve, to contribute. I serve on the Vietnamese community of Georgia. I sat on the WITNET Multicultural Advisory Committee, and I'm also the co-founder of the Vietnamese American Chamber of Commerce in 2005, called GVAC. GVAC is a non-profit organization with the vision and mission to create a sustainable competitive advantage for each general member and give back to the community. I'm very, very excited, looking forward to be partnering up with the Georgia Minority Business, and thank you very much for having us.
All right, lastly, please welcome Michael Hightower. He's the managing partner of the collaborative firm, LLC.
Good evening, good evening. Come on, wake up and good evening. Let's get it going now, good evening. Let's have some spirit in this place. Where is Creed Purnell? I see him somewhere. Oh, Creed, where's Creed? Does Creed look good tonight, guys? He is oh my God. Is that the best you can do for Creed? Stand up and give Creed a round of applause. Come on for Creed Purnell right now. Creed! So, Kay, I didn't mean to start any loud activity tonight, but we got to celebrate tonight, Kay. Don't you agree?
I agree.
We got to celebrate it. Let me first say to Creed and to his illustrious staff, I've been honored to be part of this celebration for a number of years. Probably during the 24 years, I've probably been to at least half of these. So, Creed, thank you for, again, celebrating the success of our thriving businesses throughout Georgia, especially our small minority businesses. I'll be very brief. I don't have a 25-minute speech, Madam Mr. Sam, so I can, Mr. B, where are you? Mr. B is going to shut the airplanes down if I act right. So, Mr. B, I want to take your time tonight. But very seriously, tonight is about a celebration, but you know, as I was coming tonight, Kay, I thought about Creed. You know, right now, we move around, and I'm so glad there's so much emphasis on diversity, inclusion, but you know who really started that stuff a long time ago? It's Creed Purnell. This evening, for a number of years, has been about inclusion of all races, nationalities. So DEI for Creed is part of who he is. So I want to just say, Creed, thank you for, before it was popular, to bring all of us together. That's important. But tonight, of course, I want to, as we recognize at the state level, Billy Mitchell, and locally, Mayor's Ed Johnson, congratulations. He's joined by my dear friend, Mayor Butler, and of course, my longtime friend, and of course, Commissioner Vivian Thomas from Henry County, and all the awardees. In my concluding remarks, this is about the marriage, Kay, that Creed has brought, and I see my good friend Josh Finn there from Henry County and many others. He has brought together the importance of public policy, political leadership with economic empowerment. Two streets joined together. Political, economic success. So that's the real key that you've done, Creed, and we need to take a note out of this, because this is a success that has allowed, as Gerald McDowell mentioned, Hartsfield Jackson and others, and Martyr, like Dickens said earlier, to use that empowerment for the right appropriate support for our minority businesses that can celebrate that success. So that's what tonight is all about. So in conclusion, Creed, thank you for staying on the battlefield. Thank you for not just caring about your business, but care about that too, because you got to keep the lights on. But thank you for empowering others to celebrate this evening. And finally, it's important what Creed does that you guys don't even think about. He's also elevated these businesses in the face of our corporate partners. The real success, one of the parts of our real success is ensuring that we have partnerships. As a small business, I can't do it by myself. I need the Mr. B's. I need the Georgia Powers. I need the others. I need these. We all need each other. What Creed has done is to strategically say to the corporate community, include everybody. So, Kay, I wish I could stay a long time, but you'll probably run me off the stage. But tonight is a success. And I can't wait till next year, Creed, the 25th anniversary. We all celebrate Creed. But again, thank you, and Kay, heck of a job, Creed. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations. Now we're going to do the first award, and so the presentation of our awards for this evening will begin with the GMBA CFO of the Year Award. To bestow this honor, please welcome LaShonda Smith-Pope. She is the Manager of Supply Diversity Reporting and Analytics at the Southern Company Gas, a Georgia power company. Let's welcome her.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to be here today to present an award for the CFO of the Year. Loretta Randy Clowers serves as the CFO and Chairman of the Board of Uptown Electric Company. She is responsible for all financial decision-making, cost control, including structuring compensation strategies, investment opportunities, and balancing functional and organization objectives. With Loretta's knowledge and experience gained from an extensive legal managerial background spanning 3 decades in the telecommunication industry, she has become adept on dealing with complexities while building and maintaining relationships within the electrical contracting community. The 2022 GMBA CFO of the Year Award goes to Loretta Randy Clowers, CFO of Uptown Electric Company.
Good evening, everybody. How's everybody doing today? Unfortunately, my mother cannot be here today, so I'll be accepting this award on her behalf. My name is Eric Sinclair McCaskill, and I just want to thank you all, Georgia, and all the sponsors here for representing our company, Uptown Electric. And kind of getting choked up here because my father started this business. I know he's looking from the heavens, looking at me like, boy, what you doing on this stage? So I want to thank you all and my mother for having me here, and I duly accept this award. Thank you.
All right, our next award will be presented, and it's for this year's Heritage Award. Please greet Mr. John Eves. He's a candidate for Georgia Secretary of State.
Well, good evening, everybody. It certainly is good to be here and to be among so many friends. Cree, congratulations on another successful awards dinner. The state of Georgia, according to the U.S. Census Bureau, is one of the most diverse states in the country. I'm a product of the American South, and I never would have thought that Georgia would be as diverse as it is today. 49% of the Georgia population is non-white. 32% is black. And the balance, Asians and Latinos. Georgia also has the distinction of being one of the most productive states in terms of small business ownership, and 35% of small business owners are black people. Yet when it comes to the procurement of contracts, particularly from the public sector, that 32% drops all the way down to 2%. 2%. A gross underrepresentation. However, in the midst of all of this despair in terms of limited representation, there are individuals in the private sector, and specifically Kaiser Permanente, and even more specifically, our honoree Todd Gray, who is leading an effort to do much into the diversity supply chain. And so it's my honor to read just a little bit about this wonderful man who's providing great leadership in our community. Todd A. Gray is Director of Supplier Diversity for Kaiser Permanente. In his role, he is responsible for system-wide supplier diversity for the National Facility Services, the nation's largest vertically integrated healthcare delivery system. Prior to Mr. Grace serving as Director of Supplier Diversity at Grady Hospital System, where he was responsible for many things, including the development, the implementation, and the facilitation of Grady's corporate supplier diversity program. He is a native of Metro Atlanta. Mr. Gray is an active participant in civic and state-level initiatives impacting diversity and our community. Gray has partnered over the last decade as a mentor through the state of Georgia's Mentor Protege program for small business development. He also supports youth minority entrepreneurship through his partnership with the Greater Atlanta Economic Alliance Construction Skills Development Institute and other organizations that provide current and future entrepreneurs with education, awareness, and technical assistance. He has founded Gray Impact, a platform which empowers and tools community stakeholders to be at the forefront in assuring social and economic equity in communities across the state of Georgia. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor and pleasure to present the 2022 Heritage Award to Todd A. Gray, MBA, and Kaiser Permanente's National Director of Supplier Diversity. Mr. Gray, come on forward.
Good evening. So there's no achievement without the journey that precedes it. And over 20 years ago, as many of you probably in this room experienced, I was voluntold by Mr. Pinnell to really get to work in our community. And we connected, and over the last 10 and 20 years, the work that Mr. and Mrs. Pinnell have done with the Georgia Minority Business Awards has afforded great opportunity for our small and minority-owned businesses across the state. So I want to give a hand to Mrs. and Mrs. Pinnell, Mr. Pinnell, for their hard work and dedication to our communities. You know, back in the 1950s, my great-aunt and great-uncle owned a small inn called Lee's Inn over off of Simpson Road. It was one of the few places that civil rights leaders could gather, one of the few places to where we could meet and gather safely amongst segregation at that time. Long-rooted in my core is the service to our communities to make sure that we empower and create opportunities locally for our communities to thrive. In the early 2000s, worked with Wachovia Bank, where we were making sure we had financial literacy programming in our communities of color across the state of Georgia and the nation. Went on to CVS to make sure locally that we had access to retail pharmacies, to provide access to your prescriptions and to your goods and services that were unique to the community. Came back home and thawed out and joined our Grady Health System here and built our supply diversity program that changed who paid with their time versus their resources in dire need of care. And today at Kaiser Permanente, I'm proud to stand beside my colleagues as in 2021, we spent over $2.9 billion with minority-owned businesses across the country. So I want to salute you, the sheroes and heroes in the room, who go out here every single day and create jobs and provide economic opportunity for our communities. And I don't accept this award for my journey of achievement, but for us collectively that have stood together and done this work, and even more so for those that have been impacted in our community. So thank you all. I send a congratulations to tonight's awardees across the board, and let's continue to lead forth together. Thank you.
Coming to the stage to present the prestigious award for Mayor of the Year is Mayor Angeline Butler of Forest Park, Georgia.
You guys are going to have to excuse me for just a moment. You know, when I arrived here this evening, I was told that this portion of the program would begin with a joke. So I'm sitting in the back patiently on the edge of my seat because I really needed a good laugh. And then suddenly I was being introduced. So I didn't know, am I the joke or was the joke just omitted? But I digress. If I could get a quick temperature check, I need to know if there are any believers in the house. I need to know if there are people who truly believe that they were created in the image of God. And so if you are one of those people, not yet. If you are one of those people, when I count to 3, I want you to say amen. You ready? 1, 2, 3. Amen. Excellent. I knew I was in the right place tonight. So I am Angeline Butler, and I have the remarkable honor of serving as the 24th and 25th mayor of the great city of Forest Park. And it is on behalf of the governing body and north of 19,000 residents of my great city that I bring greetings to you all. You know, in order for there to be a second, there must be a first. I want to let that sink in, and I'm going to say it one more time. In order for there to be a second, there must be a first. And listen, when you are the first, if you did not know prior to assuming the role of a change agent, you quickly learn that not only are you always under the scrutiny of a very selective microscope, but you also know that breaking the scores of traditionally perceived limitations is arduous work. You quickly learn that you do not have the luxury of making the mistakes your predecessors made, and rightfully so. But you also quickly learn that you are held to a much higher standard than others. But friends, I am here to tell you tonight that there is always the other side. And on the other side of this pendulum is understanding. And Mayor Johnson, you understood the assignment. You understood the hazing you endured, the burdens you bared, the amplified and fabricated criticisms that you withstood will help lessen that of your successors. And as a collective, we understand that serving as a first is a responsibility, and we proudly carry the load today as our ancestors did yesterday. After 22 years in our armed forces, you learn the art of discipline, the art of planning and executing, and most importantly, you learn the virtue of service. But ladies and gentlemen, can I tell you, as a man of God, as people of God, we are not gathered here tonight by some cosmic coincidence. We know, despite life's ebbs and flow, despite being on the brink of war, and despite the devastation of a global pandemic that changed the entire world as we knew it, God still divinely ordered our steps. God knew that each and every one of you would be in the right place at the right time for the right celebration. For this evening, as we honor the man of the hour, a man who proudly served his country as a U.S. Navy commander, to honor the man of the evening, Reverend Johnson, a man who answered the call and led his congregation into a period of spiritual renewal, numerical and financial growth. To honor the man of the year, Mayor Edward Johnson, a man who acknowledges the significance of being the first person of color to be elected to the office in Fayetteville, but desires to lead the citizens of Fayetteville with integrity and insight. So Mayor Johnson, while our paths may not adequately connect it, with every fiber of my being, know that I am humbled and honored to celebrate this magnanimous occasion with you and your family and your parishioners. There is a wise observation in Proverbs that says, "When the righteous are in authority, the people shall rejoice." So I need everyone under the sound of my voice to stand to your feet. Stand to your feet. Everyone under the sound of my voice to stand to your feet, and with an undignified applause and praise, join me. While he cannot be here in person, we still want to recognize and honor Mayor Edward Johnson, who is the Georgia Minority Business Association 2022 Mayor of the Year.
Well, I'm not Mayor Johnson, but I'm here to accept this award for him. Thank you, Creed. Thank you, Michelle, for this great award. The mayor and I work closely together in Fayetteville. I'm a resident of Fayetteville. My business is in Fayetteville, so thank you very much.
All right, congratulations. And now we're going to present the award for Multicultural Entrepreneur of the Year, which is Jose Marquez, CEO of the National Association of Latinos on Information Sciences and Technology, will present the award.
It works, but then there's days that technology doesn't work, and it happened to be today. But one of the things that I did want to say, that I didn't have to read, was about Creed Purnell. This is a labor of love. This has been something that he's been doing for 25 years. A lot of us wasn't even born when he started this vision of minority businesses and making sure that more minority businesses were seen at the table. So we're very glad to be associated with him. I'm Jose Marquez. I'm the National Executive Director of Latinos in Information Sciences and Technology Association. I'm also the co-founder of the Georgia Latino Film Festival and Film Alliance. So we're here to support Creed in anything he does, and I hope that everybody that's here continues to support us. Now, let's talk about Juan Ramirez. I'm very proud to introduce Juan Ramirez. He was born August 25th, 1969 in Mexico, and he's the eldest of 8 children. He had to work very hard at an early age to help put food on the table. He later joined the Mexican military, but left to pursue carpentry, which came naturally to him as he learned a lot of skills in that time. In fact, it was his calling. Juan met his wife, Mari Cruz, at the same job, and they both worked together, decided to come to the United States and immigrate here with their children, to give their children a better life. Arriving in the United States with no money, not knowing the language, and the culture, Juan had to work twice as hard and eventually founded his own company called Wood Trim Expert. Wood Trim Experts, are you here? Yes, let's give them a hand. He struggled for many years, but eventually all that hard work paid off. Juan has not only helped his community here, but his family and community back home in Mexico. He started a dance school for young kids, built a banquet hall for the town, for town events, and an apartment complex, and his personal home with plans to purchase more real estate for the future. So get ready, Atlanta. He does all of this to provide jobs for people at his hometown and here in Georgia. And he may not know it all, but he knows that he always will figure it out. And it's the definition of the real American dream. I am proud to announce the 2022 Multicultural Entrepreneur of the Year, Mr. Juan Manuel Ramirez Gutierrez, CEO and owner of Wood Trim LLC. Give him a hand, folks.
Good evening, everybody. What I can say, I'm very happy. Well, the first time I think to come to USA, that's the dream. Because I never thinking I can be here. Now, I still feel like I still dream. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Panel, for giving me this opportunity. We come here to do a lot of sports that we make the dreams. I always say, if not sacrifice, you never have victory. Thank you so much.
To do the honors.
State Representative Billy Mitchell is a leader of leaders, having been elected by his colleagues to serve as chair of the Georgia House of Representatives Democratic Caucus. He also serves as president of the National Black Caucus of State Legislators, elected by his nationwide peers to lead the organization of African American state legislators who represent nearly 70 million constituents across the country. Overwhelmingly elected in 2002 to the Georgia General Assembly, he serves on some of its most powerful committees and is the author of many legislative acts signed into law. He is the recipient of the Georgia Legislative Black Caucus Legislator of the Year Award, among many others. A sought-after public speaker and writer, Representative Mitchell has authored numerous articles that have appeared in various newspapers and magazines. He also served as a commentator in the national and local media, along with contributing to the best-selling book, Keeping the Faith by Tavis Smiley, which was recognized as Best Literary Work at the NAACP Image Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the 2022 Legislator of the Year Award to Representative Billy Mitchell of the Democratic Black Caucus.
Please be seated. You honor me with this standing ovation. Before I go on anywhere, I just want to let you know that, Gerald, that was perhaps the second best introduction of me ever. The best introduction actually happened a few weeks ago. I was speaking somewhere, and the person who was to introduce me did not show up. So I had to introduce myself. And you should have heard all the great things I had to say. But seriously, I do appreciate the introduction, and Creed, I certainly appreciate the honor here. I will tell you, the act of creating business opportunities is mostly the reason why I serve. The fact of the matter is, used to be a time when our community could not ride the bus where we wanted to. Then we got the privilege of riding wherever we wanted to, but we could not be employed by the bus company. Well, we got the opportunity to be employed by the bus company. Well, I would suggest to you today that we need to be able to buy some bus companies. That is our challenge today.
I would suggest to you, just to give you a little background, prior to being in the Georgia legislature, I served as vice mayor of the city of Stone Mountain, the same Stone Mountain where because of what was going on in Martin Luther King's day, he said, let freedom ring even from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Well, when I became the vice mayor, one of the things that I did, one of the first things that I did was I passed a resolution which allowed us to put a big bell, we called the Freedom Bell, in the middle of Main Street, Stone Mountain of Georgia. And I remember the day when media came and Martin Luther King III was there and the news station put a microphone on my face and said, do you think this is a great moment? Do you think Martin Luther King Jr. would have appreciated the moment? And I said to them, yeah, I think he would have appreciated the symbolism that the bell represents. However, if you look just 20 feet over to my right, there's an ATM machine. As vice mayor, I moved all the city's money into the local black-owned bank, and it created thousands of economic opportunities. I said I think he would have appreciated that act even more. So Creed, I appreciate what you're doing. I pledge to continue to work so that I may truly deserve this honor. Thank you so much.
All right, for the first time in our history, we will now present the award for innovation as a visionary for technology. Here are Kevin Pride, CEO of ABJ Digital Magazine, and Phaedra Wright, CEO of Greater Empowerment GMP Tutoring and the BDI Entrepreneurial Center at Greenbrier Mall.
Good evening. Floyd Henderson is the founder and CEO of Synergy Technology and Patent Innovation Incorporated, founded in 2017, which specializes in safety and security of individuals. After years of working in the cable industry and doing camera installation, he decided to follow his heart and focus on individual safety. He uses expertise to create everyday devices equipped with cameras and capable of providing real-time images and security on the go for users.
Floyd's innovation got him featured on WFLA Channel 8 in Florida in a special that focused on his Mobile Live 360 device for motor vehicles. Floyd not only enjoys creating, but he also has a passion for helping young people with the same creative minds like himself, which is why he started the Century View Vision Center in his home state of Florida.
Please welcome Mr. Floyd Henderson Jr., the recipient of the 2022 Visionary for Technology Award.
Hi. I'd like to thank everyone, and especially Mr. Creed Purnell, for giving me the opportunity to share my vision with the world. And I'm not a big speaker, so thank you guys.
All right, joining us to make the Insurance Industry Award presentation is Ann Alman, editor of the Atlanta Business Journal magazine.
Good evening again. Derek F. Campbell, Sr., has been in business as an entrepreneur for over 40 years. At the age of 23, he owned his first business in the auto parts industry. He later ventured into the convenience store business where he owned and operated 5 Texaco stations throughout Atlanta. In 1998, he opened his insurance agency franchise with Nationwide Insurance. During his 21-year career with Nationwide Insurance, he has produced sales placing in the top 10 of many categories. In July of 2020, Derek Campbell Agency became independent and continues to partner with Nationwide Insurance and other reputable carriers. Outside of business, Derek's entrepreneurial spirit and leadership and servitude drives his passion to work with the youth through the Upward Stars basketball program, where he served as the director of basketball at New Hope Baptist Church. The 2022 Insurance Industry Award is presented to Mr. Derek Campbell.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate this very much. First, I want to thank my Father in heaven, Jesus Christ, for everything he's done for me. I want to thank Creed and Michelle for all they've done as well. You know, entrepreneurship is something that's always been in my blood. It's something that I can remember when I was 8 years old, I wanted to be a business owner, I wanted to be an entrepreneur. And it's a journey I've taken over the years. And there's been ups and downs, but let me tell you something. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything in the world. But as everybody in this room knows, to get there, it takes a lot of people. It takes a lot of support. And I didn't get here by myself. I want to thank my mom and dad, who are both in heaven right now. My father instilled in me many qualities, but one of the qualities he instilled in me was hard work. I want to thank my mom, who believed in me when I was very young. She used to always tell me that I was going to be great one day, and that stuck with me all these years. I want to thank all the business partners that I associate with and all the people that helped me along the way. And last but definitely not least, I want to thank the love of my life, Latice, for everything you do for me. I really appreciate it, and I love you very much. And I just want to say thank you for this honor, and have a good evening.
All right, up next, we are delighted to give acknowledgement by bestowing the award for the healthcare industry. With that being so, our distinguished presenters are Dr. Gerald Durley, former pastor of Providence Baptist Church, and Melina Dew, CEO of Do All Holding and CFO of Nirvana Farm Principal.
Good evening. It's very interesting. When Creed called me, he said, "Gerald, I want you to come tonight. This is the Georgia Minority Business." I said, "Oh, I'm so glad to be in a room full of business people rather than clergy." I felt so good. And then all of a sudden, Reverend Michael Hightower came up here. And he started praising the Lord and hallelujah, praise the Lord, saints. I said, I thought this was a business meeting. Then I heard him talk about my good friend Creed Purnell. He said, Creed has been on the battlefield, and we jump up and sing that song, I'm glad to be on the battlefield. But I want to say tonight, Creed Purnell has not only been on the battlefield, Creed has been in the battle. There's a difference between being on the battlefield and in the battle. I know some folks been on the battlefield for years and never got a scratch. Creed Purnell got those hand clasps because he has been in the battle and not just on the battlefield. So I said, well, after Michael fired him up, I said, well, I guess it is. And then here comes Reverend Mayor Angela. I said, what is she doing? Hallelujah, amen. I said, oh no, let me just come up and do what I was called to do. To introduce Mr. Christopher Beck. We're so concerned about health care in our society today that it is imperative that we honor people of his ilk, people with the kind of distinguished background that he's had for so many years. Those who are unafraid to stand up when we could not go into the hospitals, when there were no places for us to go, but people like this in St. Jude's. I remember when Danny Thomas first started this, and there's a place where children can come and to have a man of distinguished, a man of color, a man of note to come before. So tonight, in his current role as ALSAC, St. Jude Christopher manages a portfolio of supporters in the Southeast. He has also led the development and implementation of a diverse philanthropic strategy for the Atlanta metropolitan area and serves as an advisor to other professionals doing similar work in Memphis, Tennessee, Washington, D.C., and Chicago, Illinois. Outside of work, Christopher enjoys spending time with his wife and son and all things health and fitness. He also enjoys reading, visiting aquariums, and listening to jazz music. His personal motto, and I love this, work hard in silence. Let your work do the noise. Let us honor and raise the man who's receiving the award for the 2022 Health
Care Industry Award, Mr. Christopher Beck. Is that all you can do? Now, if you can do it for Michael Hightower, you ought to do something for a real preacher in the house.
The world could take a lesson from what went on and what goes on here at St. Jude.
This is a very inclusive place.
That's part of the genius of Danny Thomas.
To know that he was committed to taking care of all children, no matter their race or creed, I think it's just phenomenal.
We're all here to help one another, because when you're together, you can make things happen.
The best way I can really describe it is this is heaven on earth.
We were the first racially integrated institution in Memphis, and that was extremely important, not only to me, but to other people in pediatrics.
People who had a different view of humanity were the ones who came originally and headed the hospital. They brought that spirit of inclusion and equality with them.
And you have to think that someone in the 1960s, against the backdrop of what the social economic environment was then, to create that was truly a divine vision.
This is a vision that has turned into something tremendous. This place is so diverse.
And that diversity leads to more innovation, and that innovation leads to more cures.
The mission of St. Jude has not changed. You, the people, the donors, have been responsible. You make Danny's dream possible.
I love that his legacy, it still breathes as if he's here right now. That's a champion, that's a hero.
One can't imagine in today's age and time that a place like this even exists on this planet.
Cuando tú dices, wow, qué onda, el mundo debería ser así.
I feel like my faith in humanity has been restored.
To this day, I'm still trying to figure out, like, how did Danny Thomas manage to put this together in a place where it would be global? His heart has now spilled out to millions of hearts to say, we have babies that need this. All backgrounds can come together as one. And when you're here, that's exactly what you see.
So I just want to take a moment to say thanks to everybody. Mr. P, thank you and your wife for giving us the opportunity to be a part of this, a great event. I guess I've been in Atlanta for about 5 years now, my wife and I, my family. It's just been great to be here, and we all know Atlanta is very unique. And I just want to say Mr. P has been teaching me the ropes about Atlanta, so I'm very grateful for that. But on behalf of more than 8,000 active patients at St. Jude and more than 4,500 staff, we want to say thank you. I accept this award on their behalf. And interesting thing happened today. We were in a meeting, my colleague and I, Tiffany Roan, we were in a meeting, and the lady asked, she said, is St. Jude for real? I'm like, I've never gotten asked that question before. So we both kind of chuckled and we said, yeah, it's for real. So I want to just say that when you hear the statement, no family ever gets a bill, that's a true statement, right? And our operating cost is over $2.5 million a day, with most of our funds being generated by the public. Actually, 75% of our funds are generated from the public. Average donation is about $43, right? So you may say, man, I don't have a lot to give, but I'm pretty sure if you've given us $5 or $20, just know every little bit helps. And so we want to say thank you for all that you're doing. We want to thank Atlanta for embracing St. Jude, but we still have work to do. There are a lot of people that don't realize that we actually have an office here. we have an office here. I know, she was like, yeah, I didn't know that, right? I know, right? So we have an office here, and literally, we don't compete with any other hospitals. I want to debunk that myth right now. We actually work in conjunction with other hospitals, right? So basically, you can go into any other hospital right now, and you may see about 15, 20 kids that are using our protocols. So again, we share all of our resources freely. And again, but that work is made possible because of people like that sitting right here in this room. So I just want to say thank you, and again, make it a great evening. Thanks.
As our ceremony continues this evening, and we do hope that everyone is enjoying so far, Please welcome to the stage again, Kenny Blessing, for another musical selection.
Thank you so much. Holding back the years, thinking of the fear I've had so long. When somebody hears, just listen to the fear that's gone. Sing with me. I'll keep holding on. Sing with me. I'll keep holding on. I want to say congrats. That's what congrats, okay? Somebody say yeah, yeah. Well, I'm about to turn it up because I was trying to keep it calm all this time on behalf of the dinner and thing. DJ, turn it up for me, please. Yeah, you know, representing all over the world, you know. Hey, somebody say party. Everybody know, put your hands up in the air if you're feeling right. Listen, sing with me. See. To all the upful, rightful people, listen now. This man don't trouble no one, but if you trouble this man, it will bring a bam bam. What a bam bam, bam bam bilang bam bam. Sing, what a bam bam. Let me tell you a story, listen. I know this little girl, her name is Maxine. It is like a bunch of roses. If I ever tell you about Maxine, you would have say, I don't know what to. Sing with me. Murder she wrote, till I know. Murder she wrote, murder she wrote, till I know. You know what, boy, listen. Up in the face and bad character. Them they cannot lyrics count. Oh, shaka again. Up in the face and bad character. Them they cannot lyrics count. Oh, shaka well pretty. Face it pretty, but your character dirty. And you just a act to flirty, flirty. Somebody say yeah, yeah. How you feeling? Somebody say hey. Say whoa. Say yeah. Oh. I want to clap your hands, give yourself a round of applause. You know what? Let me see if I could remix it right now. Okay, let me try a remix. Listen. Said I wanna leave you in the morning. Gonna need you now. Hey, yeah. I find you, I give you all you needed. I know what you like. Sing with me. I tried to teach you. Time is of the essence. Ooh. I tried to teach. Somebody say yeah, yeah, yeah. My name is Kenny Blessing. Seems like the DJ started from the top. Alright then, somebody sing. Alright. Thanks for praise for your nigga. Love you so much, Blessing. Thank you.
One more time for Kenny Blessing. I literally just got this script. But on behalf of Mr. Creed Pennell and the Atlanta Business Journal, ABJ Digital, we want to recognize an extraordinary young man doing extraordinary things. At only 15 years old, he is already driving at over 200 miles per hour. He has founded his own NASCAR driving team. He is with us tonight, and we definitely want you to support him. Y'all see the little cards. Mr. CJ Armin, will you please stand? Come on, y'all can do better than that. But definitely, the Atlanta Business Journal definitely wants to support all our youth especially young black men doing great things and extraordinary things like he is, breaking barriers and speed limits. So once again, Mr. C.J. Armey.
All right, as we continue with our program, presenting tonight's Commissioner of the Year award is Jaden Williams. He's from Clark, Atlanta. He is the freshman of the class. He is the president of the freshman class of Clark, Atlanta, and founder and CEO of the Original Royals, and the grandson of the recipient.
Good evening. November 6, 2018 was a great day in Henry County as the people elected Vivian Thomas as the first African American and the first female to hold the position of Henry County District 4 Commissioner. Alongside our family and my beautiful great-grandmother, Willa Mae Thomas, Commissioner Thomas took office January 1st, 2019. An accomplished entrepreneur, intuitive visionary, and effective leader, she is widely known as one who is caring and committed. These attributes have been the driving force behind her affectionate title, Madam Commissioner, or Miss Henry County. During her time at Georgia State University, her father, the late Elmer Thomas, told her never stop in Henry County, not even for gas. Now she is the commissioner of one of the most renowned medical hubs in the state of Georgia. That deserves a round of applause. A graduate of Georgia State University, dedicated entrepreneur, and community advocate, my grandmother went to establish several successful businesses and become a trusted, resourceful advocate for many communities and civic organizations. In her first year of service, she received the certification of Certified Commissioner. She continues to ensure professional development training to ensure that District 4 constituents that Henry County is being well represented. Please help me congratulate and welcome my grandmother, my commissioner, and the 2022 Commissioner of the Year, Vivian Thomas.
Good evening, everyone. And first, I must give honor to God for just allowing me to be on this stage. I have to tell you, when I was a little girl, and my mom is here tonight, and she allowed me to ride on her cotton sack as she picked cotton in the fields. I didn't realize I was making her job harder. I thought it was fun. But really, I was weighing her down. So I want to thank her, first of all, for allowing me to weigh her down while she raised me to greatness. So thank you, Mom. I have to take time to thank my children who are here as well. One is not, but two are, for sharing me with so many people. My children used to say most people bring home a cat or a dog, you know, a little pet. Their mama brought home children, always helping somebody else's children. So they had to share me their entire life. So I want to thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Antavia, and Tyra, who's not here, for sharing your mom. As they stated when I became commissioner in Henry County, my father told me never ever to stop in Henry County. He feared it fiercely. When I came to the north to go to college, he said, don't you ever stop in that county. My father's not with me now, but I wish I could say to him, your daughter's co-managing that county that you fear so much. Look what God has done. I could not be here without a team. Even though I'm a very hard worker, there's no way I could make it here without a team. And the Henry County staff is here to support me. The county manager, Sherry Matthews, is here. She has so many of her other staff members here. The Henry County Development Authority director is here. But there are two specific people now. I have to point them out. Ms. Michelle Weaver is the executive assistant to the Board of Commissioners. When she embraced me, she said, don't you worry, I'm not going to let you fall. She know everybody. She knew everything. And she took me by the hand and made sure that I could keep going. Mr. Stacy Jordan Russell, and even though he has some challenges now, I asked him to come. He's from our planning and zoning department. I do know nothing about a R2, C2, RF, D2, Q. I mean, what? I knew nothing about 20 feet buffers and 40 feet buffers, and I said, okay. Now, I brought a resume there, but I didn't bring that resume. But Stacy embraced me, and because of your work, Stacy, I can stand here today, and I'm saying thank you publicly for all you invested in me. Thank you so much. I think one of my greatest accomplishments is sitting in the back today. Henry County Junior Commissioner, stand up. Thank you. Thank you. And that's not all of them. But I have the opportunity to invest in young people, to train them to be the next decision makers and policy makers. And that's what I'm doing. And believe me, they are a crew ready for leadership. They're taking leadership and development classes, and they even challenged my budget. I gave them a $1.5 million budget. They wrote a paper and gave it to me, 6 pages long, and asked for $3 million. I trained them too well. I gave them $3 million, and now they're renovating parks. They're looking at fire stations. They're making decisions. They're writing papers. They're learning how to challenge bad bills. When I say we're making decision makers, they are my biggest accomplishment, I think, in Henry County. So thank you so much. I'm going to take my seat, but I can't do it without one other thing. I have some friends here tonight. Wherever I go, they're there. If I fall down and cry, they pick me up. If I said I've had enough, they come and get me again. To my friends, the Rosiers, Miss Brooke and Deborah and Christine and Miss Bowden and Michelle and Rochelle, and you guys are my cornerstone. And thank you for being there for me. Because being a leader is not easy, you guys. I get picked on, talked about, lied about. I guess they even steal from it if they could. But it's okay, because I'm working for a group of people, and I don't mind working for the constituents of Henry County. So when Mr. Pinnell told me about this award, my first question to him was, did I earn it? He said, what? I said, did I earn this award? He said, you earned it. I said, good, because I don't want a pacifier from anybody. So to you, thank you for looking at the work that I've done, and thank you for this honor, and thank you to everyone else.
All right, we sincerely hope that everyone is enjoying the evening so far. Are you enjoying yourself so far? Great, and congratulations to all the recipients tonight. And now I'm pleased to announce that we have arrived at the presentation of the Business Tenacity Award. Please greet Maceo Rogers of the Economic Development Center for the City of East Point and Kiana Odebar, Realtor at Berkshire Hathaway Home Services.
Good evening. It is great to see you all, and it is great to be seen. It is my distinct honor to introduce and present the Business Tenacity Award. Bernie Chang is an expert in finding experts. He is a serial entrepreneur with over a decade of experience in middle market private equity. Additionally, Barney is the founder and chairman of Champions Financial Group and the co-owner and CEO of Cajun Boyle Express Group and the co-owner of Nell System Company.
Champions Financial Group supervises over 150 licensed agents in the financial planning arena nationwide. Bernie has built a network of experts with deep domain knowledge in the financial, restaurant, and beauty industry. and his agency has won many awards over the last 6 years. He serves as an advisor and consultant to numerous small to medium-sized businesses specializing in estate planning, mergers, and acquisitions. Bernie earned his Bachelor of Finance degree from Georgia State University, and he is currently completing his CFP certification at Emory University.
The 2022 Business Tenacity Award goes to Mr. Bernie Chan of Champions Financial. Let's give him a round. Thank you, Scott.
Hi, my name is Bernie Chan. It took me about like 60 to 100 times to say that, hi, my name is Bernie Chan, for that videos. When I first quit my 9-to-5, I didn't know that getting into working for yourself means working 24 hours. In the past, I didn't look forward for Monday, but now I just don't like when the bank closes. I didn't know that being an entrepreneur means that you need to do public speaking. So there's a lot of things that I have learned over the past decade. And yes, I look like I'm 21. Yes. And when I first got involved with Mr. P, it was such a great honor because it aligns what I believe that there's a lot of information out there being a business owner, being an entrepreneur needs to know, from financing, from how to build your credit, to how to make a strong retirement plan while you are working 24/7, building a legacy for our future, for our kids, for the next generation. In Chinese, there's a saying that legacy wealth do not pass more than 3 generations. And that's one of the reasons why I think is because the Chinese, they like to put the money in their mattress. That's probably not the best way to do it. So for me, going back to school, I have learned that sometimes we don't know what we don't know. And it takes a whole mastermind group to make sure that what we are doing, like serving people, serving the community, in order to achieve that goal, it really takes a whole team of experts. And with that being said, I look forward to continue to serve the community by helping business owners, regardless of our age, to really understand how business works, how to make sure that we build business efficiently, and at the same time, how we can transfer our legacy to the next generation that lasts more than 3. And usually I'm not that nervous. If you spoke with me one-on-one, a lot of people would say, "Oh, Bernie is very sweet, very nice," and sometimes they say I'm good-looking too. But sometimes. But once again, I really appreciate Mr. Creed Pennell and GMBA for all the support, and I will absolutely continue to do my best to serve the community. Thank you very much.
All right, presenting the second to the last award for the John Liu International Business of the Year. This year is John Liu, President of the Asian Restaurant Association of Atlanta and Georgia Tech Professor Ray Wong.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. How's food? It's good? I will recommend you good food for never forget it's good food. Please listen for carefully. By the way, the Taipei Economic Culture Center, the director Wang, so he told me don't talk too much, just 1 hour. The Raymond Chen is the CEO and the founder of the $141 million restaurant sale, the Juicy Crab. Over the short span of the 6 years, the company has grown from single restaurant in Duluth, Georgia, to over 38 locations in 8 states. So Raymond was born in the Fuzhou, China, and come to the U.S., bring with him his hard-working ethic and the vision of the owner his own business. To experience and the knowledge of the restaurant industry, we work hard and through the different position with the willingness to take on and the job and the successful every level. Between 2010 and 2015, Raymond opened several restaurants in the metro Atlanta area and the Savannah. Inspiration by his family and drawing and his extensive restaurant experience. So Raymond graced priority to take care of the employees. He knows happy employees make a happy customer. Therefore, he devotes his time and energy and supporting and encourage his employees to achieve the goal. 2022 John Lu International Business Award accept Raymond Chen. Please come up the stage. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Raymond Chen. I'm the CEO and founder of the Orleans Seafood inspired chain, the Juicy Crab. We are open first location in Duluth, Georgia in 2015. We are expanding over 38 locations in over 10 states. We are opening 50 more stores for 2022. Our inspiration comes from our secret seasoning. We are known for our seafood boil. We have a slow crab, lobster tail, crawfish, fresh shrimp, and more. It is served in a bag and generously seasoned with our popular juicy special sauce, which is all our sauce combined. We tie it up and deliver right to your table. We would like to invite you to visit one of our local Juicy Crab to get the whole Juicy Crab experience. I would like to thank Craig Panel and the GMBA for this award. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I am Raymond Chen. I'm the founder and CEO of the Juicy Crab. I am honored today to receive this award on behalf of the company and my Juicy Crab family here. We started Juicy Crab in 2015 with just one location in Duluth, Georgia. Now today, we have 43 locations. It's not 38. Actually, when we take the video, it's 38, but we grow it too fast, so right now it's 43.
Just a couple of days growing to 4.
Yeah. And 12 more opening this year. We just opened our Highland location yesterday. We are also working on other concepts into our company portfolio, such as Fresh One and Seasoning Lunch. I want to thank you, Chris Pennell and Georgia Minority Business for this award. I have my managing partner, Tito, here today, who is going to share the stage with me. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ditto. I started with the Juicy Crab 3 years ago as an assistant manager. Today, I stand representing the company as a business partner, overseeing 6 locations, ranging from Virginia to North Carolina. I'm very honored tonight to be sharing the stage with our CEO and founder. It was Remy's hard work and believing in good quality work that brought the Juicy Crab today to unbelievable heights. When I first started with the Juicy Crab, there were only 8 locations. Today we're at 43. This awards remind me of how far we've come and every effort our team put in to get where we are. This is a big picture of what we do, who we are, and where we are going. Thank you to the Juicy Crab family, Mr. Cree Pennell, and the Georgia Minority Business for this award. Have a good night, everyone.
Enjoy the rest of the evening night.
All right, as we close out the presentation of our awards, the final recipient to receive recognition is the 2022 Landscape Developer of the Year. Mr. Derek Jackson, candidate for Lieutenant Governor, is here to perform the honors.
Good evening. Good evening. I'm gonna try this one more time, Mr. Purnell, because Mr. Purnell knows me. Good evening. There we go. This is the day the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. We have all these phenomenal recipients. Now, y'all had some preaching tonight. Y'all had some singing tonight. You had some comedy tonight. What you did not have is a PSA. So I came to give you a PSA before I present the award. Mr. Purnell, they did a phenomenal job with this program. Just in case if y'all don't know, there's a big election this year. Prayerfully, you all are registered to vote, because your vote is sacred and it's important. Yes, yes. As my good friend, he already told you about the bus. So, I am Derek Jackson, and I'm looking forward to being your next Lieutenant Governor. This is a hard crowd. This is tough crowd, Mr. Purnell. But first off, thank you, Mr. Purnell, for this opportunity. I met you about a dozen years ago, and you told me, young man, you are destined to do some great things. Just do not forget where you're from, because you're going to change the landscape in the world of politics. So he gave me the Landscaper Development of the Year Award presenter. In October 2013, the city of College Park appointed Artie, also known as A.J. Jones III, as the new Economic Development Director and the Executive Director of the College Park Business and Industrial Development Authority. Since 2016, he has led the attraction of over $323 million of development in College Park and over 3,000 jobs. That's a round of applause. Some of those noteworthy projects include the development of the Renaissance Hotel, which is right around the corner from us, the Marriott, the BMW's technical training facility, several Class A office buildings, and the opening of the College Park Gateway Arena that serves as the home of the Atlanta Dream and the G League affiliate for the Atlanta Hawks and the College Park Skyhawks. AJ has served in numerous capacities for several civic organizations, including the 14 Black Men of Glen Incorporated, Board of Advisors for the Metro Atlanta Chamber, and the chairman of the Atlanta Airport Chamber. And he is a member of the most phenomenal fraternity in the land, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. So I present to you all 2000 Landscape Developer of the Year Award goes to Mr. Artie A.J. Jones.
It gives me great pleasure to be able to be on this stage on this evening, to be able to follow great entrepreneurs, elected officials, individuals that lead organizations, movers and shakers. I'd like to thank Mr. Creed Purnell for all that he's done. I can remember me arriving here in College Park in 2013. During that same year, well, in 2014, Creed asked me to make a presentation out in the overflow for the GMBA, the Georgia Minority Business Awards. And I made this presentation, and 8 years later, he invited me back. Apparently, I didn't do something right because he's just now inviting me back. But the Landscape Developer Award, I'm from a little southeast Georgia town near Brunswick, Georgia, a little it's called St. Mary's, Georgia. And never would I have imagined that me moving here to the Atlanta metro area, that I'd be acknowledged for something that I love to do. Landscape developer is not necessarily moving dirt, but it's about developing people, developing business plans, helping people to realize their dreams. It gives me great pleasure to represent and work with entrepreneurs and professionals. And I'd like to thank everyone here for their support, especially my colleagues at the table that I work with all the time, brokers, Maceo, Phyllis, David, Janai, Tasha, my kids, well, 3 of my 5 kids are over there. I would like to thank all of y'all for your support, and I look forward to doing bigger and better things in the future. Thank you.
All right, we hope you have enjoyed the words of encouragement and remarks from all of the exceptional awardees during tonight's ceremony. Let's give them all another round of applause for their exceptional work. And it is now my great pleasure to welcome again Representative Billy Mitchell to introduce our keynote speaker for the evening.
Making me earn my supper. But it is good to be with you again, particularly for this special occasion of introducing our keynote speaker. Our keynote speaker is certainly worthy of your applause, worthy of this auspicious occasion here. You know, Bahram Biadari leads Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport as North America's most efficient airport due to his vast knowledge of astute attention to efficiency in aviation, which has allowed the airport to thrive in the most difficult of markets. And I can tell you, he is worthy of honor too, Creed. I will tell you, he's doing an extraordinary job. And I can say that because I know him to have the courage of Elijah, the wisdom of Solomon, the strength of David, the joy of Esther, the foresight of Jeremiah, the patience of Job, the faith of Abraham, the vision of Joseph. Oh, I could go on about him, for he has the courageousness of a Martin Luther King Jr., the leadership of a Booker T. Washington, the insight of a Du Bois, the tact of a Sojourner Truth, the perseverance of a Rosa Parks, the intellect of a Benjamin Banneker, the initiative of a Harriet Tubman, the wit of a Phyllis Wheatley, the articulousness of a Frederick Douglass, oh, the creativity of a George Washington Carver. Oh, he has the integrity of a Creed Purnell and the good looks of a Billy Mitchell. Please welcome our keynote speaker.
Thank you, Representative Mitchell. I was just wondering, is it me he's talking about? And do we have the police department here to corral this bunch in front here and take them out, please? How about our MC this evening, Kate? Please give her a big round of applause. Good evening, everyone. Distinguished guests, elected officials, community leaders, family and friends. On behalf of Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens and the 63,000 team members at your airport, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport, thank you for this tremendous opportunity to join you here tonight. To all the award winners, I congratulate you on your excellent work and salute you for the immeasurable impact you make in communities all across Metro Atlanta. As I was listening to our winning recipient, there is a consistent theme across the board, and the theme was hard work, struggle, and the vision of Mr. Purnell. Coming together, and the Reverend over there just blessed me, said they started this in the kitchen, on the kitchen table 25 years ago. Amazing. To our recipient winners, I too could identify with you because I'm a migrant from a beautiful country, the second poorest country in the southern hemisphere called Guyana, now probably will be the richest country in the world because of the billions of barrels of oil that it just discovered. To my Caribbean brother, you did awesome. So I wish I could have joined you up here with some of the reggae music. Speaking at an event like this is one of the true joys of my job. It allows us to celebrate the legacy of our former mayor, Maynard H. Jackson, Jr. His work, Mayor Jackson's work, provided opportunities for communities that has been shut out from the economic engine that is Hartsfield-Jackson. Today, that legacy remains strong under the leadership of Mayor Dickens through our robust ATL Business Diversity Program. But that legacy must be protected, which depends on you and your participation. This evening, I want to give you a glimpse at what we are doing at the world's busiest and most efficient airport. And I will highlight 4 areas that will be of particular importance to you. And that importance is economic opportunity. Listen to me carefully what I have to say this evening. Economic opportunities. But before we get there, let's look back 2 years ago and talk a little bit about COVID-19, the pandemic, this pandemic impact on what happened to us. 2 years ago this month, our world changed as we knew it. Pre-pandemic, we moved more than 300,000 people, the equivalent of the population of Orlando, every single day through Atlanta. As with the rest of the aviation industry, COVID impacted us all. It was staggering the impact it had on us. Our passenger fell dramatically, tumbling from 9.2 million passengers in April 2019 to just about 453,000 in April 2020. 9.3 million to 400,000 a year later. We are poised to surpass 2019, our record-setting year of more than 110 million passengers, but finished 2020 with just under 43 million passengers. Fewer passengers created a rippling effect throughout the facility. The reduction of passenger forced us to close concourses, checkpoints, runways, taxiways, parking lot, and other services to our passengers, such as small businesses, contracts, and so on. We paused our construction to implement additional safety protocols, and we contemplated putting on hold new constructions. However, we adapted and planned strategically, and as we grappled around what we could not do, we also realized this crisis presented many opportunities for what we could do. We took advantage of the reduction in operation to accelerate some of our projects in 2020 and 2021 and started new projects. We built the new ATL West parking deck a stone throw away from this facility, one of the most modern in the world. We constructed a South Security checkpoint, another modern checkpoint, one of the largest in the country and the most modernized in the world. We began construction on our de-icing complex, K9 and maintenance facilities. Our Concourse T-North expansion got underway, as did our T-North midpoint expansion and the plane train extension. We did not let COVID be the master of us. In fact, we were the master of COVID. With the help of minority businesses like yours during the height of the pandemic, in calendar year 2020 and 2021, 2 devastating years in the history of this nation, we paid, the airport paid, I want you to think about these numbers, $880 million in construction invoices in 2 years. Nearly $440 million per year construction invoices that were paid out the door. That's not money we owed. Those were invoices paid out the door. Of that $880 million, $563 million were eligible for female and minority business participation. And of that $563 million that was eligible for female and minority businesses, we paid female and minority businesses $228 million, 40% of the eligible work that was 40% of the eligible work that was eligible for female and minority business, 40% was paid into small businesses. Think about it, folks. That's over $110 million to female and minority business each of those 2 years in the height of the pandemic. Show me another business that did that, and I will show you someone equal to Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. We are incredibly proud of those numbers, but we have much more work to do. Under the exceptional leadership of my boss, Mayor Dickens, and his administration, our diversity program will remain impactful and robust through education and continuous improvement. We want to prepare those interested in becoming qualified contractors at Atlanta Airport and ready to perform with the standards of excellence. We want to prepare you. We will educate you, and we will provide continuous improvement to you and your business. Our education will include a focus on qualification. We just don't give job away. You gotta come qualified. In collaboration with the City of Atlanta Office of Contract Compliance, we will continue to identify, recruit, and retain qualified, small, minority, and female-owned businesses that want to earn work at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. Our goal is to create an equal opportunity marketplace and workforce irrespective of race, gender, or ethnicity. We provide a voice for female and minority businesses. The focus is not to just bring female and minority business-owned business to the table, but we want to give them a voice. Too often, we pay lip service in our minority business. We bring them to the table, but they do not have a voice. We want to give them a voice at the table. And that voice will enable them to become leaders themselves and serve as an example of what happens when opportunities are genuinely embraced. The third area I want to focus on at Hartsfield-Jackson is our stewardship. We have a stewardship to the community where we work, where we play, and where we lived in. I want the airport to represent the face of the communities that we work, we live, and play in. Our community outreach is second to none as we consistently provide engagement and education. My team is actively involved in area chambers and with various civic partners to stay abreast of our neighbors' desire to inform and educate. On the education front, we are committed to exposing bright young minds to career opportunities in aviation. We offer internship program. As a matter of fact, I was meeting with the first minority and female deputy general manager promoted by yours truly in the history of Atlanta, sitting right in front here, Miss Jan Lennon. We were going back and forth an hour before this presentation, discussing funding of our internship program. They identified $750,000 to put towards this program just for this summer, and they're looking at me for approval. And without the bat of an eye, I said, just approve, let's move on. What else do we have on the budget agenda? We want to give those bright minds an early exposure to the multitude of career opportunities at Hartsfield-Jackson. And not only college interns, but we are reaching, for the first time in the history, we'll reach down into the high school children and bring them on board as intern throughout the calendar year with a minimum starting hourly wage at $15 an hour. That is my commitment to our communities. Another essential element of our stewardship is the protection of our environment. We take the stewardship of the environment very, very seriously. Reducing the airport carbon footprint is our #1 focus. It requires looking at the airport from a holistic 30,000 feet view. It will encompass how we construct our building, manage, maintain, operate them, and how we dispose of our waste, identify opportunity for alternative fuel and energy, and work with the airline to use sustainable aviation fuel. Our campus-wide sustainability plan will help us to achieve the City of Atlanta 100% clean energy and clean and renewable energy goal by 2035. All of this we're doing because our focus on our stewardship in protecting the environment. And lastly, we also want to embrace technology as part of our stewardship in this area. Small businesses, technology is here, and it's improving our life and improving the efficiency and the way we're doing things. If you're going to continue your success, we together have to embrace technology. We as a team must be nimble and adapt to these emerging technologies in all we do each and every day. And finally, the fourth focus area is the measure of our performance. The question I ask my team is, how do we know if we're winning the game? Are we successful? Give you an example. Our ATL Next Capital Improvement Program, our construction program, from 2016 through the end of 2021, has yielded results that not only help keep our facility one of the most modern anywhere, but it also helped our contractors in our community earn businesses. During that period, during a 6-year period, we have approved and paid invoices totaling in 6 years $2.3 billion to our contractors. $2.3 billion, with a total of 1.8 eligible for female and minority participation. 1.8 billion eligible for female and minority participation. And of that, in 6 years, we have paid to female and minority businesses $625 million. That's $100 million a year, folks. That is our success. That is the measurement of success. But I believe, and my mayor believe, that we could do better. That's about 34% of the overall budget. We could do better. Our goal is 40%. And this last 2 months, January and February, as I look at the scorecard, we have achieved that 40% goal. And we will continue down that path to maintain that 40% goal. And speaking of growth, we have rebounded significantly since 2020, with 76% increase in passenger. Last year, we finished the year moving 75 million passengers through your airport. We are looking at another exceptional year this year, 2022, maybe hitting that 98 to 100 million passenger, nearly pre-pandemic level. A little PSA, on March the 29th of this year, we will host our virtual ATL Industry Day. We are incredibly proud of this event because it allows us and the minority business community to gain insightful information about contracting opportunities within ATL Next. Please see our website for more details. If you have a business card, please share it with this young lady over here. Ms. Smith, please raise your hand so now everybody can know who you are. She is running this program for me, and she will be willing to take your business card and share additional information to you. And in closing, my friends, it is incumbent upon us to ensure that opportunities is abundant for our female and minority business partners. Mayor Dickens and I are committed to ensure that they not only have a seat at the table, but they also have a voice at the table. As a leading economic engine in the Southeast, we want to be the model of what occurs when an airport is the focal point of growth in a city. And tonight, I want to recognize a number of folks here from my team who are here to behave bad, and maybe they were supposed to cheer me on, but it seems like you guys are behaving much better. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a round of applause to some of my team members that are sitting at the table number 2. Mr. Pannell, thank you very much for this honor and for us to strut our stuff a little bit and educate our friends and our neighbor what we're doing at the world's busiest, most efficient, and #1 in customer service, Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport. We are thankful to be a part of this program this evening, and again, we wish each of you much continued success in your future. Thank you all very much.
Well, I've known Cree Pennell for probably about 20 years, and he's done a lot of mentoring and a lot of work in the community, back to when I first began to help him work on his magazine. So he's just somebody I've known for a while, and it was important to him to be able to honor different businesses, and I felt really compelled to be a part of that. I've been an entrepreneur. I've had my own business since 2010, but I worked with someone else in business for over 5 years. So, being an entrepreneur is near and dear to my heart. And so when I saw that this was going to happen, I just wanted to be a part of it. Never give up. If you got a vision and maybe it's not working out, it didn't mean that it wasn't true. Sometimes it takes time. Things don't happen overnight all the time. They take hard work, they take dedication, but never give up, because if the vision is true, if it's real, it's going to come to pass. So you just got to keep pushing, and that's what I would say. Don't ever give up.
I truly believe what GMBA stands for. I myself is a minority, and I came here for education back when I was 18 years old. And back then, being an entrepreneur, I have to kind of learn everything on my own. There's a lot of mistakes that I made when I was first starting my bubble tea truck. And fast forward now 14 years now, that I really want to be a part of an organization like this to really help educate the future entrepreneur to understand how money works, how to get their credit for their businesses, and how they can really not only work on their businesses, but at the same time build a legacy for their future generation.
I came to celebrate an award that was given to me and to celebrate others as well. I was given the award this year as Commissioner of the Year. And to me, that's such an honor, because we do work so hard. If we don't tell our history and talk about the good things about us, nobody else will. So I'm so thankful that Mr. Cree Pennell and Rosa decided somebody need to tell this history. I appreciate them so much.
And how important is it to support the minority businesses here in Georgia?
Oh my goodness. As a commissioner, I have to say we can't make it without them. They are such an intimate part of our success economic-wise. They hold the keys to a lot of jobs and positions that we can't fill without them. So we need them. We are now having a disparity study done. That disparity study will tell us and qualify whether or not we're doing businesses with minority contractors and what percentage. We know it, but you have to have a data to tell you that you're not or that you are. And when that happens, what we can then do, put into place action items to increase our participation of using minority contractors.
What advice do you have for minority business owners?
First of all, become very well connected and educated. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Go to the city, go to the county, ask questions. Find out who the procurement officers are. Find the procurement department. Get a package from them to find out how to do business with that area. So the first step is get information and then follow through.
What we do, we take devices, and I'm more into security cameras, mobile devices that attaches to your vehicle, and you always can have a mobile view of the vehicle, or if you have anyone getting off late from work, you can zoom in on the cameras on the car and be a second pair of eyes.
And so how rewarding is it to get recognized for what you do here tonight?
It is very rewarding. It's like a dream come true. Well, when you see a vision and you try to share it, some people just don't see that same vision that you see, or don't believe in it. So you just have to keep working, never give up, stay focused, and one day, like tonight, someone listened.
I've been here since, September of 2011, and I've gone through every up and down that the state has had. So, the thing that you have to do is persevere. You need to be there. If you're not there, then you're not there. The saddest part is to see so many small businesses not have the tools or they don't have the resources that they need to be able to continue to fight, even though, we've lost a lot of restaurants. We've lost throughout this whole pandemic situation. Not only have we lost millions of people, but we've lost millions of businesses. And small businesses is what drives America. So if the economy's down, it's because our small businesses are not there. And the Latino community is one of the biggest small business entities there are. So we have to figure out, okay, now that it's time to recoup, we need to get those businesses that went out of business, how do they get back into business?
What's it like to be here tonight and to see all these entrepreneurs and all these state reps and legislators here supporting minority business owners?
It's an amazing event, number one. Creed Pennell has been working on this almost 25 years. Some of us weren't even born yet while he was doing this already. So he had the vision, he had the fight to be able to go out there and say, hey, we need to our own seat on the table. And Creed got upset and he built his own table. And here we are today.
St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we were awarded the Healthcare Award tonight.
And how much of an honor is that?
It's a huge honor because I've only been here in Georgia for about 5 years and was able to meet Mr. P. He's kind of taken me on as a mentee, if you will, and so just being able to talk with him and understand the nuance of Atlanta and just Georgia itself, and to be able to get this award tonight is fantastic.
And how important is it to diversify and make sure that the state is supporting the minority businesses here in Georgia?
Well, I think for us, St. Jude, we've been inclusive from the very beginning since our doors opened in 1962, and I think people don't know our inclusive nature, that actually the hospital was designed by an African American, Paul R. Williams. Our first grant that we ever got was a sickle cell grant. So people here in Georgia don't know that the further you get away from the Mid-South. So through organizations like this and other communities, other people in the communities, they're helping us to spread the word about our inclusive nature. So it's very important. Like when you walk the halls of St. Jude and you see the families not worrying about a bill. They can spend time with their kid, and the whole family is there. It's not just the people that are sick, but the entire family. And St. Jude is able to do that because of donor support, and I'm able to play a small piece in that, so special.
Well, it is my privilege to be honored by Creed Pennell and the Georgia Minority Business Awards as the Legislator of the Year, presumably for my advocacy for minority business.
And how important, as a legislator, is it to get behind these minority businesses here in Georgia?
Well, I think it's critically important. As a matter of fact, I represent an area which it is proclaimed as the second most affluent county in the nation for African Americans, only preceded by Prince George's County in Maryland. But as I tell my friends in Prince George's County, their wealth is predicated on government jobs because of their proximity to government. But in DeKalb County, it is predicated on business ownership. There are more businesses in the top 100 black enterprise businesses in DeKalb County than any other county in the nation. And that is what we must concentrate on. I don't know about you, Ayanna, but when I was growing up, grandmother used to tell me, go to school, do as well as you can in school, come out of school and get a job. That no longer should be the paradigm. It should be go to school, do as well as you can in school, come out of school and start a business so that we can pass down that wealth to our families and truly have generational wealth. The reality is we need to make it much more equitable to get into the business space. I'm sad to say that as we stand here today, Georgia only does 1% of their business with minority owners. That is a terrible record. That is something that we're correcting. That is something that we are changing as we speak. Someone once asked me, what was the most consequential legislation that you have done in the 20 years that you were in the legislature? And I tell them medicinal marijuana. Now, when I say that, people say, wait a minute, is he
to, using marijuana. Is that why? No, the reality is that was the first bill in the history of Georgia that we demanded that they create minority opportunities. 25% of all business opportunities as a result of that have to go to minorities. It's going to create multimillionaires overnight, and I did not want that business to be something that minorities are just consumers of. We wanted them to be able to share in the wealth as well.
I think it's extremely important for Georgia and this organization to continue to provide their support. As you already know, small businesses are the backbone of our society. Although we appreciate our large corporate partners, but we employ the bulk of the people in our society, small businesses. And that is why post-COVID, post-pandemic, these types of events tonight and others are critical for all of our society. Number one, there's no substitute for hard work. Two, strategy, hard work, relationships, and ability equal success. But the most important thing that I tell small businesses is to know your market, know what you're delivering. Because at the end of the day, we have to make sure that you and I and others sell services and products that will be consumed by all Americans.
I race cars down at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We race on Saturdays, usually in the morning around 11:15. And during the summer, we have a series called Thursday Thunder where we race on Thursday nights. When I was younger, I've always loved cars. So when I finally got old enough, I was like, okay, I think I'm ready to start racing. So we went to the track and figured out how to get started. We talked to so many people. They were all really nice people, and they gave us very good information to help me get started. I mean, it's really humbling, actually, because I feel like while I'm just getting started, I've still gotten my name out there, and I've somewhat made it.
What I say on the beginning is when I thinking to come to USA, I think it always is the dream, because I never thinking I can come here. When right now after 23 years, I feel very, very happy because I know now there are good people to, ¿cómo se dice? Para reconocer el esfuerzo latino. Y me siento muy orgulloso y les doy las gracias. Aún sigo soñando, aún pienso que sigo soñando al estar aquí. Y invito a todos los latinos que den todo su esfuerzo. Si nos dedicamos a hacer todo bien, creo que podemos crecer más. Sin sacrificio, yo siempre he dicho, no hay victoria. Tenemos que soñar todos los días. We need to dream every day. That way you can get what you dream,
I'm here to support my friend, Creep Pinnell, number one, but he's about a great work. He's really sort of promoting something that's really important in our community. Georgia and Atlanta, both very diverse in terms of population, but the person of color who's a business owner, that individual needs to be supported, highlighted, and applauded. Small business owners, particularly people who are brown and black, they need to be, they're the backbone of our community, they're the backbone of our economy. So I'm here to applaud all the wonderful business owners who are recognized tonight, as well as the political leaders who are doing what they can through public policy to make sure that there's as much of a level playing field as possible, so small business owners, particularly those who are black and brown and women, can access contracts with state and local government. Georgia has the distinction of being one of the most diverse states in the country. 49% of our state is non-white, which is a strength of ours in terms of our diversity. But when it comes to small business ownership, who are black and brown, the survival rates are very low.
Well, tonight I was recognized for the Heritage Award. Great honor, great journey. I've known Mr. Pennell over 20 years, so working in the area of diversity to grow our communities, working for multiple corporations and leading their diversity strategy, tonight culminates all of that. So the Heritage Award to me is just a sign to continue to work forward. It's a token of not personal achievement, but it's a token of those that we've supported and how we have to continue to fight for diversity and inclusion in our corporations. And when we look at some of the social economic injustices and we look at some of the things that have happened during the height of the pandemic, our diverse businesses have needed that support more than ever, from access to capital to solid mentorship, but beyond all of that, the actual opportunity to get boots on the ground and to get jobs created and to make sure we're still providing for families that can thrive through these hard economic times. So the work that we've been doing for many decades has shown its need even greater today, but we can't take our foot off the gas. We have to continue to find innovative ways to grow our business, include our business, and make sure everybody has an opportunity to rise to the top.